Hi, I'm Marie Mays. I am the director of the Center for Entrepreneurship, and I want to welcome you to the annual Business Plan Competition Awards Dinner. We're so excited that you're here tonight. I also want to congratulate all of the teams for their hard work and dedication that got them this far. I will say that I'm really so proud of this year's group of students, and I say that every year, but I really mean that especially this year. This year our students faced kind of unprecedented challenges in terms of going to school during COVID and wearing masks, and the challenge of building community again with each other. And this group, greater than really any other student group I've had for so many years, really rose to that occasion. And that's the thing. Tonight is not business plan competition. Even the finals today were not business plan competition, or the online rounds that you all went through. But the entire year, really, for you was business plan competition. All of the work that you put into the customer discovery, the pivoting, the practicing your presentations in the commons, how you helped each other even when you were going up against each other in the finals today. That spirit where you were, giving each other hugs in class, and we were learning to eat donuts and cheesecake and charcuterie and graze boards, which is so much easier to say than charcuterie. And we're so grateful. I paid an invoice to the queso team last night, and it was so exciting. That's nothing greater than an entrepreneurship director wants to do than actually to buy something from one of her student teams when they actually have a legitimate business. And so I just want to tell you just how grateful I am for the opportunity to work with all of you, and I'm excited for our high school students. They all have just an incredible, bright future ahead of you, and how much work that you've put into this, and it's really exciting to see them doing just great things at such a young age. And we hope you all come to WSU and join our entrepreneurship program and help keep the spirit going. So I just wanted to start with that, just my heartfelt thanks to all of you, and I'll miss those of you who are graduating a lot, and thanks so much for just a fantastic year and for all the work that you put in. So to that point, we had really fantastic engagement. I'll give you just a few of the numbers. We had 40 WSU teams apply to the competition, 50 high school teams, and we're down to the top 5 that'll win awards tonight. We also had 20 open league teams, and the winner of that open league will receive their prize tonight. They came to us from schools from University of Idaho. We have a team from University of Washington, and they came over for tonight's event, so we're excited to have them here. Seattle Pacific in total. And so we're really, again, grateful for the incredible and great engagement in the program this year. And I also want to thank the volunteers. So thank you to all the people who volunteered to help with timing and scoring. Our PhD students get roped into serving as monitors and coordinators for our digital rounds, and so we're really grateful for their help in creating an exceptional experience for all of our student participants and judges. I also want to, speaking of our judges, thank our judges. So we had judges who committed significant amount of time to judge the screening round, the one-page executive summaries. They went on to judge 4 to 7-page summaries, and then today and on last Friday, they gave feedback to our students on their oral presentations, some on Zoom, and then today our final judges did just a great job of giving feedback to our student teams today. So thank you so much to all of our judges who participated, and we just couldn't do this program without you, and we're so grateful for the gift of your time to our students. I also want to thank our final judges that we had today, our final 6. So thank you so much to all of you that were final judges today. I really appreciated the mix of, asking some tough questions and also giving them some great feedback and encouraging words. And so I really appreciate it. So thank you to all of you that participated today as our final judges. Yay. Thank you. I also want to thank our sponsors, because clearly this is a large endeavor, and we couldn't have done any of this without the support of our sponsors. So again, I want to thank our premier sponsors, which is the Herbert B. Jones Foundation. They're here tonight. We'll give them an opportunity to come up and share a bit. And Pelleon Venture Partners, which is one of our new sponsors. We're super grateful for their involvement with us, both for their expertise that they're sharing with our students and their connections. Matt clearly knows just about everybody. And so I love that when the team asked him if if you did in fact know someone in that final group. That was a great, don't you think that was a great question from them? So we're thankful for their support. Also to Boeing Employees Credit Union, to BECU. Lee's here tonight, he'll get to come up, and we're thankful for their sponsorship and for their support. They have to have a financial technology prize, so we'll have Lee come up and present that. We're grateful to Dave Devine and to Lee and Hayes, long-standing sponsors of our competition and supporters of our students as they really try to move from learning to launch, as they look to form actual business entities and then potentially create some IP that they need to protect. So we're super grateful to them for their support of our competition. The Believe in Me Foundation for Kids, they are a sponsor of the rest of the high school prizes after the first place prize, so second, third, fourth, and fifth. We're really happy to have them a part of our competition tonight. Julie's here, and we'll be happy to hear from her in a little bit as well. Grateful for Lighter Capital for sponsoring tonight. Dave and Deborah Grant, Idaho Capital Ventures, Paul Judge is here. There he is, there you are out there, as the sponsor of our Open League. We're grateful to Rick Roca, Brian Saffler, the Spokane Angel Alliance. We're grateful to their engagement with us. That's a super great opportunity for our students to connect with the Spokane community and possible funders in Spokane. The Robert and Carolyn Wilk Family Giving Fund, Mark Watola, and then we're special thanks to the Entrepreneurship Advisory Board for their philanthropic support of our business plan competition. And we'll ask Carrie and Scott to come up in a little bit and talk a little bit about that. But not only did their support as a board help us fund the third place prize, but really they raised enough money to help us support the third, fourth, and fifth place prizes tonight. So we're super grateful for their support and for their support of our program, not just for their financial support. So let's give a round of applause to all of our sponsors tonight. Okay, I am pleased to be joined on the podium by Nikki Torres, and Nikki is going to be our MC tonight, so I'm going to hand it over to Nikki, and then I'm going to step down. But Nikki is one of my former students who has been so great to stay engaged with our program and help us. She is on the news in Portland with KATU TV, and she is also stuck around with us to help us with our social media marketing. So if our social media marketing is pretty cool for entrepreneurship at wsu.edu, that's because Nikki runs it and not me. So we're super grateful to have her here, and I'm going to hand it off to her and let her take it away. So thanks, Nikki.
I think I've worked here now 6 years, and she finally roped me into doing this, so Marie gets a little bit of a break this year. Let's all bear with me now. All right, so I get to introduce our keynote speaker, Trey Lauderdale. He is up next. Let's talk a little bit about Trey. Trey is an advisor and investor. He is also a board member at a number of high-growth, early-stage technology companies. This is also all a very fancy way of saying that he is currently unemployed. However, he likes to describe it as, quote, fun employed, his words, not mine. Previously, Trey was the founder and CEO at Volt. He started the company back in 2008, propelling annual revenue to $40 million. This was before a successful acquisition by Hillrom for $180 million. And when Trey was at Hillrom, he also led the Care Communications business unit. He was also responsible for the digital growth strategy of the company. Still more on Trey. Hold on, he's going to come up here. Hillrom was later acquired by Baxter for $12 billion with a B in December of 2021. Then Trey exited the company shortly after that acquisition, and many years ago, Trey graduated from the University of Florida with a bachelor's degree in industrial engineering. He also has a master's degree in entrepreneurship, and also while Trey was at UF, his team won the top prize in the school's business plan competition just before launching Volt. So please join me in welcoming Trey Lauderdale. He is our keynote speaker for the business plan competition tonight. Yeah, it was good. It was good. It was good.
Well, thank you so much. And as you can tell, when you become fun employed, you have to grow a mullet, which was part of what we did. That picture was from when I was very gainfully employed at Hillrom and corporate world. That's what they do to you when they acquire your company. They make you cut your hair. They make you all formal. So first, let me get my iPad all set up so I get my notes. So first, I want to say that it is an honor and a privilege to be here speaking to you, the entrepreneurship group. As an entrepreneur, I hold this very dear to my heart, the opportunity to talk. And my focus is, well, I know there's a lot of people here, my focus is on the students because, I mean, this event is about you learning about entrepreneurship, launching companies. And I mean, in this day and age, that's where the change comes. That's where the real change elements of the world, making the world a better place, it is from the startups, which is so incredibly exciting. So first, let's get a round of applause for the students who put all this work together. I mean, super incredible. So I'm an old guy now. I'm turning 40, and it's always kind of sad when I go to these college events because I realize some of you weren't born when I was in college. So it really starts to like hit home when you look and you realize, you know, I graduated in 2004. Was anyone here not born in 2004? Anyone? No? Okay, good. I feel great. So you just made my day. I'm feeling good. I'm going to share 3 lessons because that's what us old guys do. We share lessons from back in our day. And I'm going to try to make them relevant to hopefully experiences that you can take as you go forth with your careers. And so the first lesson I always like to share, and I think this one is the most important, is life is going to throw a lot of curveballs at you, especially when you graduate, when you go forward. And, you know, as you think about your life, pre-high school, pre-college, everything tends to be really structured. There is a path for you. You are born, you go to elementary school, you go to middle school, in most cases you go to high school, and you have all ended up at a top-tier university. So congratulations to you. That was probably a path. In many cases, you know, there wasn't an option. You were going to go to college. I know some of you maybe had to work to get here, but it's kind of a very structured path into college. And now you are going to graduate. And suddenly, there's a lot of directions the world can take you. And in many cases, the directions will not be the way you expected. And I'll kind of share a bit of my story. So when I was at University of Florida, again, 20 years ago, I was an industrial engineer. And I knew I wanted to go work for a big company. Like that was my career path. So I went and I did a bunch of internships, and over time I ended up getting a job at the Siemens Leadership Development Program. Anyone know what Siemens is? Yeah? So those who don't know who Siemens is, who knows GE? Everyone knows GE, right? GE is a big conglomerate, huge company. Siemens is kind of like the German version of GE, like super structured. I went into this leadership program and I was so invigorated. Like I wanted to be like a VP or a CEO at Siemens. Like I was dead set that was going to be my future. So when these programs, like they move you around every 3 to 6 months, there's tons of training, a lot of structure for you to be successful. And you know, I'm probably like a lot of you, I'd been successful, like almost straight A student, and suddenly I was there in this leadership development program, fast track to be a director or a vice president, and I was freaking miserable. Like I'd wake up every day and I didn't want to go to work. And this was so weird for me because like I love school, like I did great, I was part of societies, and I would wake up and it was like this feeling of like failure. And then I started to spiral because I didn't want to go to work. And then guess what happens? I didn't do good at work. And then guess what happens? I didn't want to go to work even more. And I found myself in like this place of just like really being unhappy. And it was challenging because my whole life, everything had been planned. Everything had been a success. And for the first time, I was tasting failure. And it was hard. It was really, really hard. So I did what anyone would do. I ended up quitting and going back to grad school. I called it my victory lap at University of Florida. It was great because I studied entrepreneurship, but I also happened to be there. Anyone heard of Tim Tebow? You know, University of Florida, that's kind of what we're known for. Like we got Tim Tebow. He played football that year, which was great. So I got to see like national championships. And after that, though, I realized I have to get a job. They don't tell you this when you go to study entrepreneurship, but eventually you got to leave. I didn't have an idea for a company, but I got connected through the University of Florida entrepreneurship group with a speaker who had a company that was focused on kind of alarm management software for hospitals. And I went and I heard this guy speak. I asked to do a consulting project. He said, yeah, sure. At the end of the project, I gave him my resume. I was like, hey, I'd kind of love to get into, you know, healthcare IT. And we went, and he like looked at my resume, and he's like, cool, you got a job. And I was kind of shocked. I'm like, what do you mean I have a job? He's like, yeah, you got a job. I'm like, but isn't there interviews and a He's like, no, you got a job. You start like right when you graduate. I was like, okay, welcome to entrepreneurship. So I get there, and I'm thinking like, well, I just came from Siemens. There was all this training, preparation. I get into this office of entrepreneurship, and I say, well, what's my training? Like, what do I, do you have like people that are going to teach me how to sell this product and healthcare? Because I didn't even know what an ICU was. Like, I knew nothing about healthcare. And they're like, yeah, I think we got some slides somewhere, maybe a video, and yeah, you'll figure it out. Good luck. And I was like, holy cow, like, what am I going to do? Lucky for me, though, what I didn't realize is that was an environment that I really thrived in. Like, I taught myself like all about healthcare. I got number of mentors in the industry, and it was just spectacular. And if you would have asked Trey, me, when I was in your position, what are you going to do in 5-10 years? I was at big company, 100% certain. And lo and behold, I kind of fell into entrepreneurship. And the key message from that little story, and I got a lot of stories, I'm going to keep them to 3 because I only got 15 minutes, is you think you have a path. You're going to get out in the real world. Some of you are going to find, we're in entrepreneurship, so product market fit for your life right out the gates. Some of you aren't, and it's okay. Like, I'm just here to tell you, if you find yourself in a position where you're not loving work, you're not excited, even if you went to grad school, it doesn't work, that is okay. Like, it is okay. You are strong, you are more resilient than you'll ever believe, and you will find a way through it. Story number 1. Number 2. Okay, we're going to talk about startups because it's an entrepreneurship group. I'm going to tell you, startups are hard. Like, it is really, really, really hard. Like, and there is all sorts of craziness, ups and downs that you would never believe. A couple stories that I like to share. So the company Emergent that I went into was a startup, and I was loving life. I was crushing it, blowing out my sales numbers. And about 9 months in, when I was finally had found product market fit for my life, guess what happened? Who has heard of a company called Philips? Anyone? So Philips is like the Dutch version of Siemens and GE. They acquired Emergent. No one tells you this. When you go into startups, they sometimes get acquired. And then guess what? I was now working for a big company again. So that threw me for a loop. Tried to give it a chance, but the Dutch are quite conservative with the way they like go to market, and so I ended up like just again not really being happy with what I was doing. Around that time, has anyone heard of Apple iPhone? This is how old I am. This guy named Steve Jobs walked on stage at Apple's Worldwide Developer Conference, held up an iPhone and said, it's a handheld, it's a PDA, it's a phone, it's an internet browser. We used to call them PDAs back in the day. And I remember I saw that and I was like, wow, this thing is pretty revolutionary. It's probably going to find its way into hospitals and improve communication. I should start a company to do this. So I'm an engineer by background, so I picked up a coding book, like I'm going to code and build an app. Quickly realized I'm an industrial engineer, which means I know nothing about coding, so that wasn't going to work. So I went to Google, and I started Googling, like, how to build an iPhone app. Where can I find iPhone developers? And there was this Apple Worldwide Developer Conference. I'm like, that could be cool. So I went and I looked online. The ticket price was $2,000. This is in 2026 money, or 2006 money. That's like, that'd be like $5,000 now. It's crazy. So I was like, oh, I'm not going to go spend $2,000. I'm not going to go find this iPhone developer. It was a silly idea. And at night, I would lay there in bed, wide awake, staring at the ceiling. This idea was like an itch. Like, you have to go do this, Trey. You have to start this company. So I went, I was like, you know what? I've never been to San Francisco. I am going to book a flight out to San Francisco, and I'm going to find me an iPhone developer. I went. The conference was sold out. So like, oh, it's a sign. I'm not supposed to go. I should not be going out to California. Again, at night, I could not sleep. All I would think about is this darn company. So I went, and back then we had eBay. I went on eBay. I tried to bid a ticket. I bid it up to like $8,000, and I lost. I was like, okay, I'm definitely not supposed to go. Again, the bug was there. You know, when you get that entrepreneurial bug, you'll know it when you get it. You just can't give it up. So I ended up booking a flight out to San Francisco. I got a hotel across from the conference. In conferences like you see here, you wear the badge, right? Everyone sees the badge. So this conference, tons of engineers with these beautiful badges. I tried to sneak in, almost got arrested. That didn't work. So I hung out outside the conference. I'd stop every engineer, and I'd pitch this idea. iPhones are going to go into hospitals. We got to replace the pagers. And after 4 nights of buying beer in the morning, or not beer in the morning, coffee in the morning, beer. Anyway, it's been COVID. I haven't done this in a while. Beer at night. I ended up finding, I'll never forget, the last day I closed down the rooftop bar at the Marriott. And as I was heading downstairs, these 3 beautiful engineers with their glasses already, their big badges came in. And I was like, hey guys, this bar is closing. If you'll go downstairs and let me buy you a round of beers, I'll want to pitch a company to you. And they were like, yeah, sure. One of those engineers was named Benjamin King. Happened to be in Fort Lauderdale. I was in Miami. Wanted to start a company, iPhone developer, ready to take a risk. That's why I found my software developer. And I would have never thought that that type of opportunity would have presented itself. So that's kind of a positive story. As we go through Volt, every startup has its ups and downs. This is how challenging it was. When I would go pitch hospitals, hey, you should deploy iPhones. Guess what they would tell me? No, they would say, not what's an iPhone. They'd say, we are never bringing iPhones into our hospitals. Trey, you should build your product on BlackBerry. Anyone heard of BlackBerry? It is the most secure system ever designed. It is ready for enterprise. Yeah, no BlackBerries around now. Everyone's on iPhones, but it's an example of some of the challenges when you're really early to a market that you're going to face. I'll share one other challenging story. So again, we were able to get some funding. We were growing. I know there's some VCs in the room. Your VC friends expect you to grow like this. So that was exciting. We closed a few $1 million contracts. Then suddenly, all these big companies started competing with us. And they all use the same strategy, where they don't try to beat you, they just try to slow the market. So like Cisco and these big companies would come and say, hey, that Volt company looks good, but I don't know if they're gonna make it. And suddenly the decision started slowing and our growth went like this, and then it kind of went like this. And VC guys, I know what happens then, right? Like, they start clamping down. Things get really tough. I had great investors. So like, we're going to back you. We're going to make it through it. Trey, we need your most conservative forecast. So we had 3 sales guys at the time. Went to the sales guy, said, listen, most conservative forecast, I'm taking it to the board. We are going to make these numbers. Half of our forecast came from our West Coast sales rep. He had this big deal out in Seattle. And I was like, his name is David Short. I was like, David, I'm going to go join you on this sales call to help you close this. He was like, no, I got it. You don't need to come out. I was like, no, I'm going to come join you. He's like, no, you don't need to come. You don't need to come. And I was like, okay. I decided last minute I was going to go. I flew from Tampa to Seattle. Long flight, let me tell you, long flight. I landed. I got there, and I was calling David. I was texting him. He wasn't picking up his phone. Wasn't responding to text. So I keep calling. I drive over to the hospital where we had this huge opportunity. Like, this was like half our forecast. Really big deal. I'm there 5 minutes before the actual meeting. I get a call from David. I'm like, David, where the hell are you? Sorry for cursing for the high school kids. Where the heck are you? Like, we've got this big meeting. I need you here. He's like, Trey, don't know how to say this. I'm calling to resign. And I'm like, WTF, man, like, what are you talking about? You're calling to resign. You got the biggest deal. You're gonna make a ton of money. This is awesome. He's like, Trey, I'm in a really dark place. And all of the forecast has been made up. There's no opportunity. None of this exists. And there I was, a Floridian. I didn't have my wonderful mullet at the time, in Seattle. And like, the biggest deal that I had forecasted to my board and my investors was non-existent. Like, not a good space. So I'd love to tell you, like, there was some secret ingredient to like power through, and like, this is how I overcame it. It was just really great investors, and we figured out a way to make it work, and we worked super hard, and eventually company was sold and a lot of great success. I like to share that story because this is totally true. So we had a customer, Cedars-Sinai, a great hospital in LA. So I was in Seattle. I'm like, hey, I'm gonna go fly down to LA while I'm out on the West Coast. While I was waiting, who's flown on Southwest Airlines? Yeah, so you get to pick your seats. It was an empty flight. I noticed this very attractive young lady who took a seat on the plane, up in the front, aisle seat. There were all these aisle and window seats in the back open, and I kind of snuck in that middle seat right next to her because I was single at the time. Ended up getting that young lady's phone number, and her name is Allison. It was Allison Bargetto. It is now Allison Lauderdale because we've been married, 8 years. We have 2 kids. I actually would have never met my wife if I didn't go on that trip. Which again, I mean, there's not a big lesson from that, but it's just kind of weird the way it all works and it comes together. So I'd say that the second lesson, the first is you're going to graduate. The world is going to take you a lot of different directions. In the event you elect to go into startups, it is going to be ups. It is going to be downs. It's the highest of the highs. It's the lowest of the lows. But what I can tell you is you have come from a great support network. You have gotten into this university. You have been successful. You will be resilient. You will be successful in whatever you do. It's okay to pivot. Stick with it. And I'm honored to have had the opportunity to give this presentation. Your network is all here to support you. I am part of your network. All of the venture capitalists here are part of the network. Lean on your network, keep learning, keep growing. And again, thank you so much for the opportunity to talk today, and congratulations to all the teams. So thank you. All right. Minutes?
15 minutes, nice work. Didn't even have to drag them off. All right. I know how to read a script. All right, please help me welcome Dean Chip Hunter from the Carson College of Business. He's going to say a few words.
Thanks, Nikki. Trey, I can't top that. The good news is I met my wife in college, so. Oh, so there's hope. On behalf of the Carson College, I want to welcome those of you who are here for the first time, welcome back those of you who have been here before, and congratulate the students for doing the work that got you into the room today. It is a lot of work, and I appreciated Trey's message about the ups and downs and the curveballs, and the notion that what looks like a structure seems comforting, but then at some point doesn't fit, and you look to pivot, and you find what's right for you. And so Trey, thanks a lot for sharing that with us. It was wonderful to hear. I want to say a couple of things about the Carson College, a little bit about entrepreneurship, and a little bit about WSU, and then let's get on with the program. What I want to say about the Carson College is that we've come off, like many business schools, like many universities, we've come off a couple of really challenging years. And especially, I think, for the students who've been with us through these challenging years, thanks for bearing with us. Thanks for doing all of the work you did to, in some cases, just keep the wheels on. Now I know not all of you kept the cameras on during Zoom, but you kept the learning going. And we're back together. And I think for this group in particular, that means a lot, because most of you in this room are doing work, whether it's your school work or your projects here, your ideas, your passion, that brings you into contact with other people. And some of that contact is, I think for most of us, best realized in person, face to face. You like that chance together. You like being able to reach out remotely, but we also like to sit down. We like to have dinner. We like to have drinks. We like to have dessert. We like to talk to people whom we can also reach out and pat them on the shoulder. We're finally back, mostly able to do that, mostly safely. And I really want to communicate to the students of our college and of our university, and the students from other universities and schools as well. No one thinks this was easy. We're really impressed by your resilience and the fact that you've made it to where you are today. It's terrific. It hasn't been easy. It's been hard. Carson College is in a great place right now. We like to think of ourselves as leaders in the Pacific Northwest and at WSU as well. With respect to the Pacific Northwest, it's, I think, important to recognize when you're affiliated with the Carson College, you're with the best business school in the Northwest for undergraduates. We do more undergraduate degrees at the Carson College than any other business school in the Northwest. More degrees, and most of our market research tells us that we are the most likely school to be applied to, the most likely school for people to join, and the highest rated for quality of undergraduate programs in the Pacific Northwest. So we are a strong, vibrant, and growing program, and we will continue to be doing that. Those of you who are affiliated with the college directly by earning a major in the college, good choice. That degree is just going to be worth more and more. But serving our undergraduate majors is not the only thing we do in the Carson College. We have great online programs that reach out not only to undergrads but to master's students as well. And we have the strongest MBA program online in the Pacific Northwest as well. So we are at the forefront of delivering programs to business students. We are also at the forefront of delivering business education beyond business students, and that's where I'm really proud of our Center for Entrepreneurship. We are a gathering place for students, whether you're a business major or not, where we like to help you learn, discover, and gain skills that will help you, whether you are an entrepreneur or whether you go on to do something else. Either is good. We are about learning. We are about learning in the Carson College. Marie, Tiff, the whole team in the Center for Entrepreneurship are about learning. Little side note, if you follow college sports and you followed all the hubbub around name, image, and likeness, most of what you see around name, image, and likeness is the latest story about somebody getting a big pile of money to go to a particular school, and maybe there's something about their name, image, and likeness in there. WSU doesn't do it that way. We're about learning, and it's led by our Center for Entrepreneurship. With Marie's leadership, partnership with the athletic department, we've done a lot of great things to help our student athletes at Washington State learn principles of entrepreneurship they can apply to name, image, and likeness, rather than simply splash the story out there that some basketball player or some quarterback is going to make a big pile of money just for attending a university. We're here to help everyone who's interested in learning principles that can help them lifelong gain those skills and that understanding. So we're a little different when it comes to how we work with our student athletes, and I want to note that that comes out of our Center for Entrepreneurship, just like the work we do in the business plan competition here. We're about, I'll reinforce this again, we're about learning. And so while we're going to celebrate winners of our competition, what I hope is that whether you're in the open competition, the high school competition, the main business plan competition for WSU students, I hope that wherever you turn out in the rankings, in the prizes, in the awards, and what the judges thought of you, you realize that getting to this spot was a terrific learning experience, and that the network you make, that you're beginning to form here, the ups and downs you have, the feedback you're getting, are really the most important part of what we're doing today. We are here in the Carson College to bring business education, not just to business majors, but to any student in the university who is interested in discovering what we've got to offer. I'm grateful to Marie, to Tiff, to our entrepreneurship faculty, and our faculty across the board in the college for making that happen. So congratulations to all of you. I'm delighted to be here, and I can't wait to give out some prizes. So thanks again.
Thanks, Dean Hunter, for your remarks, and most of all for your support of entrepreneurship at WSU. So before we present the awards, I would also like to welcome 3 of our sponsors. So first, let's welcome Kaylee Jack and Tammy Miller on behalf of the Herbert B. Jones Foundation. As many of you already know, they are and they have been a major partner and longtime supporter of the business plan competition here at WSU. So I'll go ahead and have you 2 up.
Thank you. It's great to be here. So okay, nothing original is going to come from this, but we do really want to start with saying congratulations to everyone, and I really do mean everyone, and including the winning teams, which we're excited to hear about. But we want to thank all the students for participating and for believing in yourselves and investing in yourselves in this by participating in the program. And we want to thank all the sponsors and volunteers because it takes all of you to make this happen. And we really want to thank Marie and her team for another outstanding program. I'm Tammy Miller, a trustee for the Herbert B. Jones Foundation. Kaylee Jake is joining me also as a trustee at the foundation. And we are extremely proud to be a premier sponsor for the WSU Business Plan competition. This competition and your participation helps the foundation carry out its mission and also the entrepreneurial legacy of Herbert Jones. Herb was an innovative entrepreneur throughout his career, and it's been over 30 years now that we have been supporting entrepreneurship and entrepreneurs to help them develop skills. Herb learned on the job, so what he wanted to do is he wanted to help people who were interested in starting a business to learn what they needed to be successful. He wanted them to have an opportunity to develop the skills and the knowledge that were going to help them along that pathway. And he wanted to help accelerate that pathway towards success. The foundation supports programs that provide that entrepreneurial learning experience that give you the education, advice, and support along the way. And that is what the WSU program does, and that is why we support it. So this is for all the students that participated in the program. Going through this program, you probably discovered that the journey of an entrepreneur is messy. There is no one path, and there is no one right way to do things. And it also required you to develop your entrepreneurial mindset. And what that is to be resourceful and creative to overcome hurdles and to solve problems. To be a leader, to empower your team, to believe in your ability, to sell your ideas, to be in it for the long run, to be fearless, but that doesn't mean you won't ever be afraid, to trust your gut, but have that data to back it up, to observe and to listen to second opinions from subject matter experts. These are all qualities of an entrepreneurial mindset, and you have it because we got to see that today as judges, and we got to see that through the many presentations throughout this program. So the reason that this is important is that that entrepreneurial mindset is critical to success in our rapidly changing world, whether you're an entrepreneur or not. You took a risk to participate in the program, and you committed two of your most valuable assets, your time and your energy, to learn what it takes to be an entrepreneur and to develop your entrepreneurial mindset. This learning experience provided you the skills that you can take with you, and that's what is important to the Herbert Jones Foundation. As the dean said, it's all about the learning, and we hope that you enjoyed this learning experience. We thank you for participating and sharing your entrepreneurial spirit with us. You give us hope for the future, and we're excited to hear and learn more about what you do. So thanks again.
Thanks again to Kaylee and Tammy. And this year we get to welcome a new partner sponsor, Pelleon Ventures. So let's welcome Matt Mossman up here. He is a partner at Pelleon Ventures.
Before I really get started, I wanted to say that I had, when Maria was up here, a little bit of an epiphany because Marie said that she had to learn to like donuts and cheesecake, and I thought, that's my problem right there. I didn't have to learn that. That just came naturally to me. First of all, I'm really delighted to be here for this. I'll tell you a little bit about Pelleon Venture Partners because you probably don't know much about us. We're a venture capital firm located in Salt Lake City, We have about $1.6 billion under management. Our latest fund is about a $370 million fund, so it's a substantial venture fund. We primarily work in the Intermountain West, I would say. We do a lot of our deals in the Intermountain West, but we also do deals in San Francisco and LA and Texas and New York, and we have portfolio companies in Argentina and Israel and Luxembourg and kind of all over the place. So the truth of the matter is a great business doesn't really have a boundary. So it could be anywhere. And especially it could be right here. This is a place that I have to say I deeply love. I grew up here. I was in high school with Dr. Hunter. I can confirm for you that he has always been what he is now, whip smart and a really great man. And I'm honored to be around him and be associated with this. I want to confirm also that we saw some great stuff today. We saw every one of the finalists was a very fine business. And then Abdu and I came out here and we're around the trade show, and that continued to be more good businesses. And we saw in the business plans that weren't even in the finals, we saw some good businesses. So this is a really, really excellent opportunity. I hope you guys take advantage of it. I'm grateful for being here. I do want to confirm or double click on something that you heard from our keynote, that your career, I think a lot of people, when they have some success, they look backwards and they become revisionist historians about what actually happened. But the truth of it is, it's a little bit of a drunkard's walk to get to somewhere good, that you kind of manage through a lot of things. There's not all of it looks like success in the moment. And so the thing that tends to win is just doggedness. And I saw elements of that in some of the plans today, so I'm really excited about what you're doing. In any case, we're really delighted to be a part of this, and I hope you are too. Thank you.
Matt, thank you. And we also want to welcome B. Kemple-Thomas on behalf of Leanne Hayes. Leanne Hayes is another one of our very long-standing sponsors and supporters of the WSU Business Plan competition.
Boy, my hair changed. I want to riff on something that Trey and Matt said, and that's tenacity. Tenacity is such a key. No matter what you're doing as an entrepreneur, whether you're in your own business, joining somebody else's business, growing, changing careers, it's all about tenacity. And yeah, when it doesn't get you going every day, time to do something else. That's what I did. 11 years in, completely switched careers. So I'm really honored to be here today for Leanne Hayes, and on behalf of Dave Devine, my partner. I look nothing like him. He's a good foot taller and a lot skinnier. The timing for this was perfect. Did anybody hear about World IP Day on the 26th? Yes, one person. The World Intellectual Property Organization has World IP Day every year, April 26th. This year, the focus was innovation and youth. The youth are the folks that are going to solve the problems going forward. Not to say I can't solve a problem, or you can't solve a problem. Gray hair doesn't mean you can't solve a problem. We don't even see the same problems. It's up to you as the youth to solve those problems. So it was really heartening today to see the presentations, to see the additional presentations at the trade show. Problems that maybe some of us have thought about, but entirely different solutions for them. I'll tell you a little bit about Leanne Hayes. Folks might have heard of Lewis Lee, a very entrepreneurial spirit, who decided that the little town of Spokane, comparatively, should house a world-class law firm. That's my firm now. And it's an honor to have the opportunity, due to tenacity, to work for a world-class law firm based in Spokane. Intellectual property doesn't just mean patents. It doesn't just mean trademarks. It's every part of know-how. So for those of you today, and I know some of you said that you trademarked some of your work already, good job. Protect your IP. It will make the world better, and you'll have the opportunity to raise your shoulders for others to step on up. So thanks for having me here for just a little bit, and really looking forward to the rest of the presentation.
Bea and Leon Hayes, thank you for your sponsorship and your support. Now, before we start giving out the high school awards, we would also like to welcome Julie Wukulek. She is the Chief Executive Officer of the Believe in Me Foundation for Kids, and it is also the sponsor of the High School League. So please welcome me in joining Julie. Welcoming Julie.
Thank you. I'm so glad that I was able to make my way back home to Pullman, Washington, to Washington State University, where I've actually got 2 degrees from WSU, my undergrad in finance and also my master's in business, and really excited to see some of my former classmates and some professors are still kind of out here in the ranks and supporting the kids here. So a little bit about what brings me back here. And that kind of goes back to where I work. So I'm the Chief Executive Officer at Believe in Me Foundation for Kids. And I would imagine not many of you have heard about our organization. We've recently done a rebranding and came up with this new name. And the whole concept behind it is, you know, we've got this vision to help every kid develop the self-confidence that they need to succeed. And we do that by providing transitional housing or living for kids who are homeless or orphaned. We're helping to find a family that loves them for kids who are in the foster care or adoptive system. We're also helping to provide services for kids who have been traumatized in abuse, so some therapies and whatnot to overcome those challenges that they've faced. And then education is our 5th pillar of caring. And then also enrichment programs that are teaching kids new skills, you know, things like sports, drama, theater, the arts, all those things that we appreciate help us develop into whole people. So kind of tying that back into our new name, Believe in Me, we came across this idea because you're really trying to figure out what really is that core thing that all of us who have amounted to anything in life really have in common. And that one thing that we came up with is the fact that at some point, probably everyone in this room has had someone, a teacher, a coach, a mentor, a clergyman, someone in your life sat you down and said, you know, you really have a knack for this. You need to invest a little bit more of yourself in it and you're going to go places. And imagine where you would be today if that person hadn't had that conversation with you. So I'm going to tie that back to my WSU experience. So as a kid, I grew up in an entrepreneurial family, but they never really encouraged me to go to college or to figure out who I was as an individual. And it wasn't until I had got married really early, had a failed marriage, abusive relationship, I ended up in a retail pharmacy job as a pharmacy technician. And I was pretty happy with the idea that, you know, I could do that for the rest of my life. It was, you know, making ends meet, and that was my vision for myself. And it wasn't until my boss, who's a WSU grad, sat me down and he said, you know, Julie, you are not meant to stand behind this counter and count pills all day. You are meant for something bigger. You are meant for something better. You are smart, you need to go to college. And that thought had never, ever crossed my mind because no one in my family had ever gone to college. And he planted that little seed inside my mind. And I started thinking about it, you know, look, can I do this? I don't even know the first thing about going back to college. So as a single mom with a kid in elementary school, middle school, and high school, I came to WSU and I went back to school. And if it weren't for him believing in me, I probably never would have believed in myself. So I actually gave him a call today because I wanted to know who was his believe in me person, who believed in him. And so, you know, he hadn't heard from me in like 10 years. But it was really fun to reconnect, and he said, you know, it was my dad. And I said, how did that work? And he said, well, my dad actually was a PhD student at WSU. And he lived in Pullman for 6th and 7th grade. And it was during that time that he became part of this Cougar family, this network of people that we have here that we all believe in one another and we want to help each other be successful. So as students, I would like for you to remember that you have this Cougar network. You have a Cougar family to fall back on. We're here to mentor you, to support you. We believe in you. And then kind of likewise, all of the faculty, all the staff, all of the alumni that are here tonight, I challenge you that if you're not actively engaging with your Cougar family and mentoring and shaping kids for the future, get active. Most likely you are, but encourage your friends and your alumni friends that graduated along with you to get active and pay it forward for these kids, because someone did that for you. So kind of in closing, I'm really glad to be a part of this competition. The Believe in Me Foundation for Kids, we're literally an organization that we solicit donations in. We're a nonprofit organization. We kind of grow those donations in such a way that we're able to make grants out. We grow them and make grants out to other nonprofit organizations that are on the front lines fulfilling our mission. And so as part of that initiative, we've dedicated a certain portion of our portfolio to what we call alternative investing. And so we are therefore members of the Spokane Angel Alliance, the Seattle Alliance of Angels, and really excited to be a part of what we call impact investing. And that's where we know that every dollar that we're investing in our community is creating jobs, stimulating our economy, and ideally the businesses that we are investing in are also making a difference in the communities that they are operating in. So really excited to be a part of helping to sponsor the high school business plan competition. Really proud of everything that the students have put together for their projects, and can't wait to come back next year.
You guys ready for awards? All right, so we are going to kick off our high school teams. This year, 5 teams advanced to today's presentation round, and all of them are winners today. So Dean Hunter, go ahead and please join me back on the podium to announce the winners, and also Julie, if you could come back for photos with the teams as well. I think you're on this side of me, yeah. Ready? All right. The winner of the Believe in Me Foundation for Kids 5th place prize of $250 is
The Forge Jewelers. It's an online jewelry store that sells rings, earrings, and pendants for necklaces, along with request submission from customers.
Yeah. Okay. All right, in 4th place, the winner of the Believe in Me Foundation for Kids 4th place prize, $500 is
Frozen Games.
Frozen Games. This combines frozen yogurt and casual or competitive gaming for a unique dining and social experience. The lighting's better over here. And in 3rd place, the winner of the Believe in Me Foundation for Kids 3rd place prize, they get $1,000, is
Freeze on the Go.
Freeze on the Go, Hudson Bird from Meade High School in Spokane. Freeze on the Go is a portable ice pack that is battery powered. In second place, the winner of the Believe in Me Foundation for Kids prize. Second place, they get $2,000.
Coles Lumber Company.
Coles Lumber Company, this is Cole Shoemaker from Meade High School in Spokane. Coles Lumber Company is a firewood and professional tree removal company. Professional, precise, and careful tree removal provides the company with a steady flow of firewood for the winter months, while also allowing the company to generate a profit in the summer months. All right, this is the big one. Can someone from Herbert B. Jones come up? Thank you. Sorry. We get the big check out for this one. First big check of the night. So in first place, the winner of the Herbert B. Jones $5,000 grand prize is
Perfect Pillow.
Perfect Pillow. This is Currington Ogier, Kellen Palmer, and Chetan Sid from Sammamish High School. Perfect Pillow is an online pillow company that enables you to find the perfect pillow. $5,000. Yes, you get to keep the big checks. Put it on your wall, on your mantle. Nightstand, I don't know. We also want to give a special thank you to all of the high school advisors. So Brandon Butler from Meade High School in Spokane and Jeff Bright, Sammamish High School. Let's give another round of applause to our high school winners and their advisors. All right, we're moving on to the Merit Prize Awards. We will now begin the College League Awards. We will be awarding a total of $53,000 in college prizes tonight. And again, we are starting with the Merit Prizes. So starting with the Herbert B. Jones Merit Prizes. These are all separate prizes. So for Best Presentation, Best Written Plan, Best Social Impact, and Best Technology Ventures, each winning team is going to get $2,500 for each award. So the winner of the Herbert B. Jones Best Presentation and $2,500 is
Bloom.
Bloom is Danielle Hurley and Zaya Singlema, and their project is the app that closes the opportunity gap for first-generation college students with access to hyper-local scholarship matches. Yeah, so you, yep. In the middle, yeah, yep. Smile.
It's bad in photos.
And the winner of the Herbert B. Jones Best Written Plan and also $2,500 is. You like the natural sound of the envelopes, like we're at the Grammys. You like that?
Gut Check.
Gut Check. This is Aniston Dankla and Kiernan Dankla, and their project is a personalized health and fitness regimen based off of food sensitivity testing through an app. Congratulations.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that was so cute. Did you hear that? Our names are on it. We've got more merit prizes also from Herbert B. Jones Foundation. So the Best Social Impact Venture Award and $2,500 goes to
Bloom.
You guys just heard me talk about Bloom. Bloom is the app that closes the opportunity gap for first-generation college students with access to hyperlocal scholarship matches. Congratulations once again. We have one more. This one's special. We actually have a tie between two teams for the Herbert B. Jones Foundation Best Technology Venture Award, and each team will receive $1,250 each. The winners are
DWN and Retrospect.
Retrospect is a third-party validation company that offers image processing services to assess damages incurred before and after the rental period for cars, homes, and recreational vehicles. Rental companies and customers alike can ensure honest inspection and record keeping of property lent to customers. And Team Down, that is DWN, is a social media platform that helps college students find things to do around their campus, whether it is through fraternity or sorority events, club events, any activity. Students can create friendships and societies around campus. Congratulations, we have two teams for that one. And again, thank you to the Herbert B. Jones Foundation for their sponsorship and their support. And finally, we are pleased to present a themed merit prize. This is the $5,000 Financial Technology Prize. It is sponsored by BECU. Lee Harris, the Director of Affinity Partnerships, is here tonight to present the award. And we are very grateful to BECU for their continued support of the business plan competition. Please welcome Lee Harris.
And thank you. Thanks for having BECU be a part of this great event. It's been a few years now running, and Marie, I've always appreciated coming out. I always make this point to make sure I have this on my calendar, so thank you. Congratulations to all the business plan competition teams. It's such a great event, one I love because it really is inclusive of teams from across campus out here at WSU. So you really should feel proud of the work you do, how you collaborate, and how you really bring campus together out here. So give yourselves a round of applause. BECU started with an entrepreneurial spirit back in the 1930s. In 1935, we were on the Boeing plant up in Everett, and nine employees decided to come together. They started to pull their funds together. They were each throwing in 50 cents. All of a sudden, we got up to $18 in assets after we got a few more employees to come together from Boeing. It was in a lunch pail. That was how BECU started, in a lunch pail. But here we are. We made that first tool loan for $2.50. Now we've grown that, what was 9 to 18 to 1.4 million members. We've taken our assets from that initial $18 with that first tool loan of $2.50. Now we're sitting at about, $30 billion in assets. So we see a little bit of growth over that time. So I just wanted to give you a sense of, whether you are looking at building an app, As was talked about earlier, you're in the financial industries, there's a lot of opportunities out there. Just keep that entrepreneurial spirit going and keep moving that forward. BSU works real closely with WSU. We believe real strongly in financial well-being, and that's why one of the big drivers of that in going forward is going to be in the fintech area. We sponsored I think this is year 4 of the fintech sponsorship for this prize, and we're really proud to be a part of that and offer that and really try to help generate those innovative ideas within this space. So with that, honored to offer, where's the script? Are we here? You're right here. Right here. The winner of the BSU Financial Technology Venture Prize and $5,000 goes to
Bloom.
Okay, so we need to have Bloom move up. You're wearing a path there. Great job.
Thanks again to Lee Harris, as well as BECU and also the Herbert B. Jones Foundation. One more round of applause for all of our Merit Prize winners. Now we get to move on to the final award winners. So our first College League prize is sponsored by the Carson College of Business, as well as the Idaho Capital Ventures, and goes to the top team in our Open League. So let's welcome Paul Judge. He is the Managing Director of Idaho Capital Ventures.
Okay. Well, I appreciate the opportunity to sponsor once again the open competition. I represent Idaho Capital Ventures. We're a small early stage venture fund based in Boise, Idaho, but we're investing throughout the Northwest. And yeah, just glad to be here and be invited back, and congratulate all of you for the hard work. And one word of advice is just the world is looking for people to take responsibility. Companies, customers, they're looking for people to stand up and take responsibility and get them good products, lead good companies. So yeah, I'd encourage you all to look for ways that you can stand up and be responsible. So yeah, what we are, is it right here?
You're welcome to present it.
All right.
Sorry, there.
Okay. So the Carson College of Business and Idaho Capital Ventures Open League Grand Prize for $5,000 goes to
Ultropia.
Ultropia, this is Cody Birkland, Lloyd Dees, and Amy Swanson, and their project is the first ultrasonic all-in-one washer and dryer to help people with limited infrastructure gain access to laundry machines. And again, they get $5,000. That is on behalf of the Carson College of Business and Idaho Capital Ventures for the Open League. One more round of applause for Ultropia and Paul Judge from Idaho Capital Ventures. This is it. We move on now to the final 5 awards. The 5th place award for BPC, they get $2,000. It goes to
Spot Keep.
SpotKeep is a peer-to-peer mobile application that connects those in need of parking within crowded cities and towns to those who have parking available for rent, driveways, privately owned parking lots. Congratulations to Team SpotKeep. Time now for the fourth place award. They get $4,000 for their venture, and that award goes to
Sears Signature Creations.
Sears Signature Creations is a gourmet cheesecake company local to the Pullman community, offering by the slice and special order options, ASA, to satisfy the craving for fresh and preservative-free desserts. Congratulations. Where's our cheesecake? The third place prize is sponsored by the Entrepreneurship Advisory Board, so let's go ahead and bring up Scott Thompson and Carrie Oswald. They are board chair and vice chair. And let's also bring back up Marie Mays. She's going to present an award to Carrie and Scott first.
So while Carrie and Scott are heading up, we want to thank them so much for their work as Entrepreneurship Advisory Board Chair and Vice Chair all these many years. And Scott was telling us it's been actually 6.5 years that they have served in this role. So they have really been a great support to us for many years. And we're so grateful to them and for their support, for just rallying the troops, helping us in so many ways, financially and advising students and advising one of our student startups and helping them get through a tough time during COVID. So we really just can't thank them enough for their support for the Entrepreneurship Advisory Board. And so we have a couple of things for them. I'm going to hand this to you. The Carson College of Business has created these lovely plaques for them that say, in grateful appreciation for your services as Entrepreneurship Advisory Board Vice Chair and Chair. So there's some lovely gifts there too. And then we also, this is from us in entrepreneurship. So these are some delicious bottles of wine, because we're the fun side of things, right? So there is, that one's for Carrie and this one's for Scott. Got some gifts. So maybe we'll do a quick photo. Okay, I'll hand. There. Start. So we're going to have them stay up here with all their stuff now. So.
Just a quick note, the Entrepreneurship Board and NBOA, National Advisory Board, exists for really one reason, which is to give the students the best opportunity for an awesome education and to be successful as you go out into the world, and then also provide that network that you've heard mentioned a few times. I want to let you know that Go Cougs spirit lives with all of us. It's important. Take us up on it. Find us, follow up with us. We're here to help you and make sure that you win. Like many boards, the Entrepreneurship Board requires dues to participate, and so when you accept a board offer somewhere, you might want to check and make sure you understand that there might actually be a check associated with that. So, little lesson learned. I knew it before this one, but I have been caught a few times. So our dues this year, we were very happy to hear that went to fund the third, fourth, and I think fifth place prizes and some of the certificates. And really, it is about everybody. We hope that the idea of a prize caused you to lean in a little bit more, work a little bit harder, and also it lets you begin to understand a little bit what happens to all of us every single day out in business. You do this all the time. You have an idea, you have to advance it somehow in your business, you have to sell it, you have to bring it and do something with it that's important, and then turn it into something that turns into a revenue stream and profits and all the wonderful things that you want to have happen. So we're hoping that this created a little bit of that for you. And it really is for everybody. We're certainly here to honor the people that won, but for us, it's much about everybody that competed, and we're so proud of everything that you did, and just want to thank you all for the hard work that you put in. It's been an honor to see everything that happened here. So with that, I think where's Carrie?
Right here.
The Entrepreneurship Advisory Board third place award for $7,000 goes to
Gut check.
Gut Check, once again, is a personalized health and fitness regimens based off of food sensitivity testing through an app. Congratulations, Team Gut Check. Again, they get $7,000, and that is from the Entrepreneurship Advisory Board. Thanks again to Scott and Carrie. Our final two prizes are sponsored by the Herbert B. Jones Foundation. The Herbert B. Jones Foundation second place award for $10,000. Dramatic effect.
Goes to Down.
Down is a social media platform that helps college students find things to do around their campus, such as fraternity or sorority events, club events, or other activities. Congratulations. Congratulations, Team Down. Once again, $10,000 second place award. That is from the Herbert B. Jones Foundation. Got one more left. It is the first place Herbert B. Jones Foundation Grand Prize. They get $15,000 for their venture, and that goes to
Bloom.
I know. Bloom actually won so many awards, we ran out of cards for them, so these are handwritten this time.
All right. That was an exciting day, an exciting evening. That's right. Everybody gets to take a big, deep breath together, right? Just. So I'm proud of everyone tonight, and I'm back up here to say thank you to everyone who made this event possible, and congratulations one more time to all of our student participants. So everybody, one more round of applause for all the awesome students. So I would be remiss if I didn't wrap us up with just a few thank yous to everyone in the entrepreneurship ecosystem that makes all of this possible. So I wanted to thank Ray Combs, who is the director of the Harold Frank Engineering Entrepreneurship Institute. Ray, will you wave? There's Ray. I want to thank Lynn Cooper. I think Lynn had to sneak out, but Lynn was the director of the Boeing Scholars Program, and one of her teams was honored tonight. And it's no small thing to take a project for Boeing and turn it into something entrepreneurial. So congratulations to their team and all the hard work that they put into that. So thank you to Lynn. Thank you to Justin Barnes, who is our entrepreneurship person in Murrow College of Communications. We're grateful for his support. Brian Kraft from the Office of Research as well. And they're a great partner for us in the Office of Innovation Research Engagement. And before we call it a night, I just want to thank some of the many individuals as well who came together to make this event possible. So I know that some of these folks, they love to be behind the scenes. But as I said before, this is the kind of year where everybody really had to come together and just go above and beyond to make this event possible. So I'm going to ask some of them, I'm going to embarrass a couple of them and ask them to come up just so I can give them a little thank you gift. So I'm going to ask Loredana to come up because Loredana is our administrative assistant and she has just done a fantastic job for us this year. So I have some flowers to thank Loredana and for all that she does for our center and for our students, and she's a fantastic job, and I'm so grateful to have her on our team. I can't even tell you how thankful I am. So I wanted to just thank you so much. Oh, you're just so wonderful. I can't thank you enough. Thank you. Oh, thank you so much. Oh, thank you. Oh. And I also have to thank her for bringing Dawn, her darling little boy, because it totally improved my day. I just love Dawn, and he just made the whole event so much funner for me. All right, I also want to thank Annalise Miller. And Annalise is one of my former students like Nikki. I tease them that once you're my student, you're always my student. You're always my friend. And Annalise really was the genius behind all of the back end. So all the MailChimp work we did, all the fancy spreadsheets that scoring just automated, I couldn't be more grateful to have Annalise still on our team in a consulting role. So Annalise, come on up. I've got some flowers for you too. All right, and one more bunch of flowers. We have, I'm so grateful that Nikki emceed tonight. It was so much funner to have her do it tonight, and it's fun to see her blossom as a news broadcaster out of Murrow College of Communication, and to see her move market to market. And when she was close, sometimes she'd pop in and run some news stories from the house during COVID. So I'm grateful for her friendship and for her support of everything we do in entrepreneurship and social media. So come on back up and get your flowers too. Yes, we have some. We did crimson flowers for Nikki to say thank you. Oh, I know. All right, so I have another long list of people that I'll go through quickly because I know you're all ready to get on with fun. Maybe head to the Cougar, do some fun things like that after we're done to celebrate. But I also wanted to thank Tiffany Reese, Dr. Tiffany Reese. She is our assistant director, and she's new on our team, so we didn't kind of throw her in the deep end quite yet this year. But next year, she will be more involved in the business plan competition. But speaking of Tiff, it's her birthday. So, you know, you wouldn't be in my class if you didn't know we don't love to celebrate birthdays. So instead of singing, because I'm up here at the mic and we're not going to sing with me at the mic, I thought it would be fun if we could all just say happy birthday on the count of 3. So ready? 1, 2, 3. Happy birthday! All right, that's awesome. Okay, well done. So thank you, Tiff, for all that you do for us in entrepreneurship. I also want to thank our student staff, Hunter, Patton, and Savannah. Wave, Hunter and Savannah. You guys did an awesome job. All kinds of things, hauling boxes, running social media, Instagram filming, I think, at the last minute. So thank you to all of you. Jake McCurd still runs a little bit of our web design. I've twisted his arm into staying on and helping us out. Thank you to the monitors and coordinators, our graduate student volunteers, as I said earlier. College Hill for the lovely gifts. If you're a judge and you didn't get one of the gifts, we have those terrific water bottles for everybody with our logo on them. We're thankful to College Hill for helping us with those. I want to thank our friends at the Office of Technology. Doing 6 simultaneous Zoom meetings last Friday is no small thing. And so I'm super grateful to the Carson College of Business Office of Technology. And I even twisted the AOI folks into helping us out this year. So thank you to the AOI folks for helping us with all of that. So grateful to Rob Baker, Scott Vick, Morgan Chanley, and Bill Tracy as well at AOI. Michelle Snyder and the Carson College of Business Development team, Sue McMurray, Sarah Dreffel from the Marketing Communications Office, and we even got Megan Garrett back on the team from Brand Venture Consulting to help us get our press release out tonight. So, of course, I'm so grateful for all these people who made this possible. It's no small thing and is absolutely 100% a team effort, just like all of the things you do. But again, I want to tell you, it's been absolutely absolutely my privilege 100% to work with all of you and to see you bloom. I can't tell you enough. Some of you I have known for a couple years, and I've seen you grow in confidence and in skills, and I couldn't be more proud of all of you and how you've grown and developed. And I'm super excited to keep up with you in all the years to come and see how successful you all are. And I hope you all come back and keep in touch, and I get to share in your success and maybe even invest in your company. And so this is my favorite part. I get to tell you, so one little detail, those of you who won money tonight, please do follow up with Liradonna to do the paperwork so you actually get your payment. That's just one quick reminder there. And this is my favorite thing to say at the very end of what busy semester is to tell you, have a great summer and go Cougs! And that's a wrap. Have a good evening.